Hi, I'm Scott Patton. One of the easiest ways to interview somebody is to do a Google Hangout. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to show you how to do a Google Hangout, how to embed the Google Hangout on your blog post so people can watch it live from your blog. It's always better to send people to your property as opposed to having them watch on Facebook or YouTube, although that may be where they end up seeing it anyway. First thing you need, of course, is a YouTube account. And we're here at my Power Podcasters account. And we're going to go to Creative Studio. And we're going to end up going to live streaming. Once we're in live streaming, we want to go to events. We're going to do a YouTube event. That's the way that I like doing it. You can, of course, use the beta streaming, but personally, I'm used to this way, and that's the way I'm doing it. Before we do that, though, there's one little trick I want to show you, and that's under Channels, where we have Upload Defaults. Now, if you're doing a lot of interviewing or a lot of Google Hangouts, it's a bit of a pain, particularly if you're a slow typist like me, to constantly be typing in things. So what you can do with the Upload Defaults is you can set that it's going to be public, unlisted, or private, the category that it's in, licenses, whether it's a standard copyright YouTube license or whether it's Creative Commons. I personally prefer Creative Commons because if somebody wants to take this and chop it up a little bit and do something to it, I actually don't really mind. Then the title. Now this is all, and the description is all content that is put in once and it appears magically on every single video that you upload or hangout that you do. So it saves a lot of time. As you can see, in this description, there is a lot of text, okay? So what I've done is I have put the URL to my free course here, my powerpodcasters.com URL, my new courses, and then I've got my podcast on iTunes URL, my Twitter, my Facebook, my G+, and of course my YouTube channel. That means anybody seeing the YouTube video has access to me on all these different platforms. Doesn't mean they will access me on all of them. It means that if they are someone that likes Facebook, they know where to meet me. If they like Twitter, they know where to greet me. If they like Google Plus, they know where I can be found there. Okay, and then below that I have some descriptions. Okay, and this all appears pretty much magically every time we do a hangout. Okay, so you want to spend some time, think about it, put some links in there. The one thing I want to say too is, by the way, if you just put something like this in with not the HTTP part, there will not be a live link in the description. So make sure you put the whole URL in. These are no follow links, which means they are not counted. However, Google and most other search engines count no follow links. And so if you have 100% do follow links and no follow links, Google's going to look at that as somewhat suspicious. Okay, so now we go over to live streaming and we click on our events and then we just schedule a new live event. Now you can set it for today or you can set it for some other time. All right, and as you can see already, I have my tags already in here. I have my description already in here. And then what I do, is I just go below my first two links and then I put in a couple sentences about what this particular hangout is going to be about. So Scott shows you how to set up a hangout and embed it on your blog. Voila. Now, the other thing that I do is I just copy a little bit of that one sentence and I go over here, boom, and then what that does is it creates a post that goes on Google Plus and Twitter. So all of a sudden the syndication process has begun. All right, now also we have to make sure we do the title. How to start. And as you can see from my typing ability, This is why I love this, because I don't have to copy and paste. I don't have to type very much. It's great. There you go. All right. So now we go live. Sometimes you have to click it twice. And we're ready to go. So we start it all up. For some reason, it's muted. Now, I'm here, but where is my guest? How does my guest show up? Well, that's very simple. We just go here and we invite people. We can either put the URLs in here, or if we're friends in Google+, put their names in and they'll show up. Or you can just copy it and send an email, put it on Skype, Facebook, Messenger, however it is that you're communicating with them. Now, over on this side, that's if they are the guest, okay? But you don't want people, you want people to watch, but you don't necessarily want people to be speaking and participating. You have to have an audience. You're allowed 9 people, I believe, maybe 10 on a feed, which, by the way, really slows things down a lot. Good idea just to have 1 or 2 people. But what if you want your community to follow you? Well, this little link right here is what you can post on Facebook and other social media places, and they can just go to YouTube and watch it through that link. But this little video embed code here is what we're very interested in. So we're going to take that and we're going to go back into our browser and over to where I've made my post. I've already got it all ready. All I need to do is put it in here. Now, this is what most people will do, and it will not work. We are in the visual here, which means this is just going to come across as text. When we go into the text, this is kind of the coding. Now you can see there's a pretty big difference between this, which is the code for the iframe, and this, which is the code for the iframe turned into text that will appear in the blog post. But we are now in, and as you can see, there it is. Now, if we click on this, the live stream is starting soon. So what this means is you can set up your Hangout well in advance and actually have it kind of running, but because it's not live streaming right now, see it says start broadcast. Let's bring this up just a little bit. See there, it says start broadcast. Hasn't broadcast yet. So I'm going to leave it muted because I'm recording on my mic right here. And we start our broadcast when we're ready to start, like at the top of the hour or whenever we said. And in a second, this Hangout is on the air. We are live. Yay. All right. So now we go over here. Let's get rid of that. And in a second, there it is. It started. Okay. I'm just going to pause this. Now, this is, of course, in my blog post. So I'm going to update it. And once it's updated, we are going to take a quick look at the post. And here it is. So now you can see when I did the iframe embed code incorrectly, it just shows up as text. But here we actually have our recording going on. And it's a couple minutes or seconds behind, because as you can see, what I'm doing and what I'm doing are right now 2 different. There you go, it's caught up. That's an important thing to know when you go and say ask, well, it's there you go. If you are asking questions like why isn't anybody answering, well, it could be because there is this delay. All right, so that's basically how you do it. Then all you do is you stop the broadcast. The broadcast is stopped. You can close the page. And if you go back to your video manager, here is the Hangout. Now it's processing. Once it's done processing, if you want, you can just click on the edit down button and you can download the MP4. You can add a little bit of something to the beginning, something to the end, and upload it as a totally separate YouTube video. In fact, so in other words, you've got duplicate content, but it's not seen as duplicate content because it's entirely different. And so you kind of have the raw footage, and then you've got the polished version. And the cool thing about the polished version is, particularly if you ask your guests things like, what's your favorite tip for whatever it is, you can take those little snippets out and turn them all into small videos, which creates even more content that you can then put out. People like to have little snacks, and that's a great way to do it. So, I mean, there's lots of things you can do with your video. This isn't really about that, but I just wanted to throw that out. So there you go. That's how you start your Hangout. That's how you set your defaults, and that's how you embed it into your blog post. Same process for embedding it into a LinkedIn or Google Plus or Facebook page. So if you have any questions, just go down there and leave them in the comments. Also, please click it's at one of these ends. There's a little subscribe button so you don't miss anything. I'd really like it if you would share and or like the video if you got a lot out of it. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.